Hey everybody, Ark here, and today I just want to take some time. Yes, I've been playing. I don't know why I've been playing with this like all friggin'. I've been playing with this all friggin' day. I don't know why. It's no longer work, but off topic. But today we're gonna be going over just you guys know Undertale, right? Gonna just stop. I'm not gonna mince words. You guys know Undertale, right? It's a really good game. It's an extremely good game made by Toby Fox, indie game developer. He, I believe, did was it a translated port or was it more like a? Oh my god, I don't remember because I hadn't played any game. I hadn't played. I'm gonna be honest. I hadn't played anything of his that he did up until this game. But he did um something or another, and I can't remember what it was. I can't for the life of me remember what it was. Oh, I'm such a terrible person. But this game, which is has to be heavily inspired by Mother 3, which might actually be what he did. I'm not sure, but heavily inspired by Mother 3 is a very story based game that is like the actual definition of the way you play the game affects the ending or affects the world around you. Like some games claim to like affect the world around you, but if you play it any of the other ways, it pretty much ends the same. Now, this game, one decision that you make can completely alter the way the game is done. Um, so it's a very good game. However, there are certain, I don't know if we want to call them continuity errors or just things that the game doesn't explain. And I just wanted to bring them up as questions. Maybe you guys could start a discussion and, kind of figure out what's going on. Because me personally, I'm just like, I don't really know. Um, First off, question of the day. The whole Flowey alphas creating Flowey thing, I don't buy it. I mean, because okay, stick with me here. And spoiler alert, just so y'all know, this is about to be like heavy ass spoilers. Just letting y'all know. But when you go into the true basement, no, the true lab, um, and you find the things, and it's like as telling, it's like describing, how Dr. Alphys tried to put a soul into the flowers and I guess apparently succeeded, and that's how that was done or that was made. I don't really fully buy that though. Because if so, it leaves so many questions unanswered. Like, so that would, because if that's the case, um, boss monsters' souls don't last very long outside of the body. Regular monsters, it doesn't at all, but for boss monsters, it doesn't last very long, which we have to assume Azrael was because both his mother and his father were as well, and he had absorbed the human soul. Um, so had he gotten this soul and put it in the flower, um, that begs several questions. Like, so Alphys created Flowey? But then whose soul was being used for Metaton then? Was Metaton created first or was Flowey created first? Because if Flowey was created first, then Alphys had to have killed someone else and taken their soul and put it into Metaton for that to work. Or if Metaton was created first and took Azrael's soul and put it in there, then what's Flowey's soul? Also, another question to be asked. What happened to the soul after after it died? Um, Not to mention the fact that it's stated several times over the game that Flowey actually doesn't have a soul. That Flowey is a soulless living creature. Um, Even so himself, toward the ending when he absorbs all six human souls, he says, and this is a quote, I forgot how it felt to have a soul. I can feel them wriggling inside of me. It's like he says it like he hasn't had a soul up until now, which wouldn't make sense if Alphys put the soul into the inanimate object. I'm just saying. I mean, I don't know. Maybe, something happened. Or maybe, that story isn't being told as truthfully as it could be. Alphys, we're looking at you. But, I mean, just as a general whole, that whole situation of then, if that is the monster soul, what soul did Alphys take to use metatons with? Did he wait for some soul to die, or did he just. I mean, there's just so many questions that can be raised about that in general, and it just really never gets answered. Another question I have out of this series that just doesn't make any sense is Sans. Sans is the most confusing character in the whole game. Point blank and simple. Like he's kind of like the whole he kind of does the whole master sensei sort of thing where he knows everything but then doesn't tell you anything. And it's heavily implied that, and also kind of heavily apparent with the way the boss battle goes, that Sans is the strongest being in the underground up until Flowey absorbs the six souls, as can be seen by the fact that when Flowey absorbs six souls, he's easily able to capture the six boss monsters with no effort whatsoever. Like a lot of people have been like, how is he the strongest if Flo is able to capture him and like holds him in his grip while he's being like kind of suspended? No, because of the fact that he's got six human souls. It makes you pretty freaking strong. It's gonna happen. But just as a general rule, as Sans is pretty much shown to be the strongest. But there's so many things about him that are like he's probably my favorite character because of that. Like for instance, how when he takes you on the Sans date to the cafe and he tells you about how he met Toriel through the door and how they used to how they would talk and they would joke. And it really leads me to wonder how is just Sans knowing everybody? Like, I almost want to say that Sans was the first person to ever delve into the whole determination thing because he knows about the whole timeline thing. Like, the whole setting back stuff. If you play the Genocide route, he reveals that he knows about this. And he, in a way, blames himself because he didn't intervene earlier about stopping you from killing everyone. Um, Even in neutral endings, when you kill Papyrus, he expresses um, intense hatred towards you, and um, the inability to his inability to do anything because he waited that long. But then, being after showing such anger or exceptional just distaste at you because of what you did, um, he then shows absolutely no effort towards stopping you into doing whatever it is you do next. Only if you threaten to destroy the entire underground does he then stop to do something. Which brings up something that someone brought to my attention. Is Sans the god of the Undertale? Is he? Well, that's all for this video, and we'll get back to the whole Sans might equal God portion of this in the next one. Until then, arc out, keeping you thinking. Bye bye.